Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you're well. I pray that you're experiencing joy and peace this morning. I pray that God just showers you with His love and His presence this day, and that you would just soak in it. You know, I was just remembering last year sometime, I felt like God was saying to me, remember my goodness, remember my acts, the things that I have done. And I thought, okay, cool, this is great. I'll remember. And as much as I tried, I could not think of anything. Not that there was nothing, but the human mind is interesting. Sometimes we quickly and easily forget. Sometimes when you're like focusing on something, it doesn't always come to your mind immediately or in the way that you thought it would. So I felt like God was encouraging me to just go out of the house, go for a walk. And so I began to walk in my neighborhood, and I found myself in different places where I had encountered or experienced the presence of God. I had heard from Him. One example, there's a park close to my house where I would go there often. It was a place that was quiet, very beautiful, very scenic. There were lots of ducks and geese and birds and just trees and vegetation, just lots of nature. And I find when I'm in nature, it draws me closer to God. So I would go there and I would sit and I would reflect, I would pray, I would bring my desires to God. And I always strongly felt the presence of God there, and I'd feel God saying specific things to me, encouraging me. I remember walking along the streets that I walked many times or went jogging many times, and just remember the companionship of God. You know, I would walk and look at some of the properties and dream. I would look and there was a tree that I felt like God was just ministering to me about healthy relationships through. And so I just remembered that. And it was a very good exercise. I believe in reflection. I believe in looking back and remembering the lessons, remembering the goodness, remembering what God told you and taking it forward with you. So I just want to encourage you this week as you're stepping into the week and doing all the things that you're doing. Sometimes it's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day. There's that report that you need to finish. There's that one thing that you're worried about. There's that one thing that you're apprehensive about. Is it going to work out? What should I do? You're planning. You're being productive, which is great, but I encourage you, find a time, find a space. For me, it's usually early in the morning, but sometimes not always, because then I'm trying to get the day started and get things done. So sometimes, especially if it's a busy day, I prefer to do it at the end of the day, just before I fall asleep. Everything's quiet, and just reflect. Invite God, ask Him to put you in that space where you can be quiet and still and sensitive to His voice and sensitive to what He has for you. And if you can't remember, ask Him to remind you, and go back and remember who God is through the ages, and in your life personally, and just through the ages in the Bible, what He did, who He is, and take that with you each day this week. I encourage you to do that, and I pray that you would be blessed by it. And I encourage you to come back and share as you are reflecting throughout this week. Come back and share what God places on your heart, what epiphanies or realizations you come to, what testimonies you think somebody might need to hear. All right, everyone, have a lovely week. God bless you. Lots of love.